What's up and good morning. It is Nap Time Builder. Thanks for watching. Hey, go ahead and hit that like button. Help me out. Look, go ahead and hit it now because you probably ain't gonna make it all the way through the video anyways, okay? Help me out. But if you're new here, welcome. If you ain't, then welcome back. And if you are new here, hey, hit that little red subscribe button too. That'll help too. But we are back with the 55 as, you know, we've been doing. Ever since we got excited about it, so I just been on it for a little while. Last video, we got the pan hard bar cut down, brackets welded in, all that, and you know, we C-notched the frame, got it all boxed in, all that good stuff. Now she sits a whole lot lower. Well, she is capable of sitting a whole lot lower, and we have that cushion room, you know, for the bounce. That way we ain't slamming the frame, hopefully. This video, we're going to try to knock out some upper and lower coilover brackets, throw some of these adjustable coilovers on, and all that. And then all that bare metal will be getting coated in, was it rust and reform and seal? Yeah, reform and seal. And, you know, just get her all looking good. And that will have the whole rear suspension and everything done in this video. So, pretty excited about that. That way, you know, I ain't got to have that jack or jack stands back there under it just to keep her from sitting on the frame. So, this is what we got. Our 4-link, our pan hard bar, C-notch the frame, boxed in, and this is what we're working on. This is our upper control arm bar. It's going to be going across our coilovers. Those are cheap, some Amazon, eBay stuff. Lower control, lower coilover brackets, adjustable. And then our upper brackets that will be mounted to our bar there. Got me a hole saw yesterday because I'm planning on taking that bar. And it'll be around here, I believe. And we're gonna drill through the frame and slide it all the way through. That way I can weld both sides of it. So for a little extra security, because it's kind of hard to get up on the inside of the frame all the way around that bar just on the inside. So we're going to go ahead and drill the hole. That way we can weld her on the outsides too, just for a little extra security. And all that, hopefully, you know, I'm pretty sure I got the right size hole drill. But, you know, I've messed up many times before, so who knows? That's what we're working on. Don't pay attention to that LMC box back there. I know it's new, but that is for later videos, okay? You know, maybe something to do with that. Just saying. But, I guess ain't nothing to it but to do it. Let's get started. All right, so we're going to start out with our lower coilover brackets that get welded to our rear end. These are just hanging on. They're not welded or anything. But I'm trying to get a good idea where they're going to be at. That way we can mark right there and all that. But honestly, I probably need to clean it up a little bit more before I even worry about marking it, really. Then we're going to take these out because they're not going to be used. Also, but more, this front, or this the chunk is not directly in the center. So I'm gonna measure out from the inside of the frame here and get them as close to even as I can, just for looks purposes, really, and all that. But that's not far off. All right, so got her spots cleaned up a good bit, cleaned their brackets up, beveled them, all that good stuff. Got my, I want to call it a level, but it's not technically a level, is it? All right. The only bad thing is it's magnetized, so it picks up all of my daggum metal dust. We use this on the back of them brackets to try to make sure they're as level or as plumb as possible. So that's what we'll use there. But while going to get that, I looked out the door and seen the sunrise, and we're about to go check that out right quick. Grab my water. I mean, if you ain't beating the sun up, are you really getting anything done? So now I guess we can break the welder out and start trying to get these lower brackets in place. All right, so she's cloudy up in here, but we got them lower brackets welded on, ugly welds and all, but as long as she holds, we're all right with it. I cleaned up all my splatter. It looks better than it did. And plus, it's all getting painted too, so that'll help it a little bit. Just don't get too close, okay? So, there we go. I'm gonna grab these coilovers and the lower mounts that mount on those. Hang them on there, that way I can swing them coilovers up and see just where we need to put this bar across and the upper mounts and all that. All right, so here's what we're looking like. Got them on there. Everything's loose, of course, but they're gonna have some angle. I'm just not exactly sure how much angle at this point. Look at that. I don't really want my lowest point being above. That being, my goodness, I can't clear my throat today. But I mean, I don't really want to come up that high for my lowest. How much angle can we have is the question. Alright, so I've been looking at it. I jacked it up a little bit, unfortunately. But, and I also checked the angle that I have on my Jeep over here. It's at like 55 degrees. Oh, by the way, remember that little red warning thing that I usually stick up close to the beginning of the video? Don't do what I do. Just let me be your inspirational guide because I screw up all the time. Blah, 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 blah. This is another one of those. I've looked and I don't see nobody putting more than just a little bit of an angle. 50 is a little drastic, okay? Okay. But, I mean, not that I've drove her on the road and everything, but just bouncing it and driving it around the yard or whatever, the Jeep seems to do fine with that. So we're gonna go about 50-55, okay? Because I want her as low as I can get it. As long as she holds together, I'm good with it. I mean, it's not like I expect a 55 Ford to ride like a brand new Cadillac or nothing anyways. So, otherwise I'd put Cadillac suspension up on her. But, so I got her about where we're gonna go and all that. So now I gotta do a whole lot of measuring to make sure that I drill this hole. Oh well, I don't know if I explained that or not. But I'm gonna drill a hole in each side of the frame and slide this bar through. Yeah, I did. Right way I can weld inside that. My bad. My bad. We'll go back and forth so much sometimes I forget what I said, okay? But I'm gonna do a whole lot of measuring, that way we can get these hopefully perfect would be the great thing. But we'll get them as close to perfect as we can. And it's gonna take a whole lot of measuring, so I'm about to do that. And then next time, here in a minute, well, here in a second, when you see me, we'll start drilling holes. So let's get after it. Okay, so after a whole lot of measuring, we're going between, like, directly center of these two holes on each side of the frame there. And I measured these holes apart, made sure they was exactly the same. I measured these holes to the end of the frame, made sure they was exactly the same. Got my line level all the way down the side here. And now we're gonna measure from the top down through here to see exactly where I need to start this hole at on each side. And then I'll drill me a little small hole for a pilot hole. And then we'll use our hole saw to finish up our holes. And then we're gonna have a moment of silence, say a little prayer, and hope I can get that mug slid in there, okay? That's what we're gonna do. And to be quite honest with you, if I get her slid in there, then I'm just gonna stick the whole thing through. I might go ahead and tack one side of it real good before I even cut the other side off to make sure she's just exactly where I want her to be. So, you know, whatever. Would you just look at that? Look at her. I mean, that's just lovely. That's a tight fit, boy. It's just right. Just right. Like I said, I'll probably have her out just a hair. Get right there. That way we can get us a good weld on it outside. And then we'll do what we can on the inside. And then after we get that one tacked in place good and everything, we'll come over here and cut this one off to where we want it to be. Heck yeah. But of course we'll have to pull it. I was just test fit. I'll have to pull it back out, clean everything up, and all that. See? All that measure. All right, so here we are. I went ahead and I got my areas all cleaned up, inside and out. Got my bar cut down. I decided to just go ahead and cut it. It's not tacked in or anything, but I decided to go ahead and cut it. And also got the bar cleaned up. So she is ready to be welded in. But I am not ready to weld it because I'm about to go in the house. My little girl's getting up. We gotta get them dressed, eat some breakfast. And then we gotta go to basketball practice because that's the first one of the year for my little man. Then we gotta come home and get ready for a family reunion, so. No nap time today, so that means Daddy will not be able to weld that bar in today. And I don't want to do it right before walking in the house, because, you know, fire and everything. All right, y'all, first basketball practice went well. Also realized family reunion started a little later than I expected, so kids getting a nap, Daddy got some time to play, okay? So we're gonna go ahead and try to get this welded in, and we'll see about getting them upper mounts welded to the bar after I get the bar weld in. Then we'll mount them suckers up, drop her down, see if it falls apart or not. Basically what we're doing, okay? All right, and here she is. Got her all burned in, inside and out. Like I told you, I was gonna leave it sticking out just a little bit so I can get real good weld and penetration around through there. That's what I'm talking about. Now, to grab these right here. If I can do it one-handed. Probably not. Of course not. There we go, come on. Come on apart. All right. So, these will mount on the bar like this. Then after we got these tacked in the right place, I got some little plates that'll go on top and bottom of them, just tie them up a little bit better. All right, so this is next day, but I did get those burned in, and honestly, I was in a hurry and I just forgot to show you yesterday. So here we go. Here we are. Those are not mounted, but those are burned in. Got the little plates on top for make them a little stronger. And I'm having a small issue. I cut my plate out a little too far. It needs to be back just a little further because it's getting caught on the top of that and it's not allowing it to go in there as far as it needs to. It needs like just a hair further for me to be able to get my bolts all the way in. So I'm gonna have to come in and see if I can cut just a hair off the top of that. We just got home from church and eating and laid the kids down for a nap, so we out here. We're gonna, like I said, I'm gonna cut a little bit off that, see if we can get them in a little bit further the way they need to be. Then we're gonna set her on the suspension, bounce it a little bit, and see how she looks. All right, y'all, I only had to trim off just a little smidgen. Just it right here. No, that ain't it. Is it? Nope, not that. Anyways, it was just a little bitty piece. She is all tightened up, sitting on its own suspension at the moment. Of course, there is no weight on the rear. That's how low she sits. So the floorboard will be like right here. And once the front is lowered down, I think that'll be just fine. Everything is working. That's pretty exciting. Pretty exciting. Now I'm gonna look over it, make sure everything seems good to me. And if it does, we're gonna take it all back apart and clean it up and throw some reforming seal on it for all this bare metal and everything. And probably get it all over me, so. All right, here we are, all taken apart. Wiped down. About ready to get coated down. All right, y'all, we got her coated down with the reform and seal. I gave it a little bit of time to dry. That stuff dries pretty quick. And then I picked up I grabbed a couple cans of some black tractor paint off the shelf, okay? I wasn't gonna feel comfortable putting everything back on tonight because I didn't think that other stuff would be dry enough for me to be handling it real well without putting fingerprints on it. So I just went ahead and coated her down too. That way tomorrow I can throw everything on her and we can get that final look. But here's what she's looking like right now, hot off the press or fresh out the can, whichever way you want to put it. Oh yeah, look at her shine, look at her shine. You know, them welds look a whole lot better once you grind them down a little bit, throw some paint on it. Or in this case, 2 layers of paint, basically. But looking pretty good. Loving it. Loving it. Still got her stuff over here. Tomorrow, I'll come out, start putting some stuff on back here where my 2x4 or 4x4 is. I'll have to touch that up under there. You can't paint it with a 4x4 touching the frame, okay? So, what's up, y'all? It's the next day. We beat the sun out again, okay? I just got done. Everything was dry from yesterday. Coating her all down. She's shined up. Just got done putting all the pieces back together. She's sitting on her own weight. And, well, here she is. Them ugly Lincoln wheels don't help nothing, but there she is. Looks pretty good in my opinion. All right, y'all, and with that, the rear suspension is done unless, you know, we come up with something else, but I think right there it's gonna be all right. When I get some weight on it, it'll drop it down a little bit and all that. But I'm pretty pleased with that progress. So now, that's the end of this video. Thanks for watching. I really appreciate it. Hit that like button, help me out. And next video will most likely be starting on the bed over here. I got a piece in the other day, that box right over there. That's a front panel, because that one is roached. It's ridiculous. Rusted all up and bent all out and all that, so we went ahead and got another one. Hopefully we can clean up the rest of this, straighten it up as good as we can, and roll with it. She ain't gonna be no show winner probably, but it'll be all right. Thanks for watching. Really appreciate it. We'll catch y'all later.